Welcome back, everybody. My name is RillaKurai, and we are doing another top 10 trash perks, but this one is for survivors. Each one will have their own, what do you want to call it, display or little video of what the perk does, and I'll go over why they're trash. If you've seen my killer one, this one's for survivor. One more thing I do want to talk about before I get into it is, you see this? 98.3% of you are not subscribed. We are trying to hit 1,000 by June. If you guys do not subscribe, I'm going to do this. So you better start subscribing, or else that will happen. Not to mine, to your cat. You got that? While he's playing CSGO or whatever, boom, flashbanged. Alright, let's get right into it. So at number 10 is Inner Strength. A lot of people are saying, why Inner Strength at number 10? But that's the thing, it's at number 10. That means it's number 10, the lowest on the list. It's not the trashiest. Number 1 is the trashiest. This goes from decent to trash. These ones are the ones that you're just like, huh, you're really using that? And I'll explain why. So, if you don't know what Inner Strength is, each time you complete a totem cleanse, Inner Strength activates. If you're already inflicted by broken stats, Inner Strength does not activate. While Inner Strength is active, hiding inside of a lock for 8 seconds while injured automatically heals you from the injured state. Inner Strength becomes deactivated as soon as it has successfully triggered. So, the pros of this perk can heal yourself, obviously. Only needs to cleanse a totem. Takes 8 seconds in a locker. Which, in my suggestion, just use Second Wind. Yeah, you have to get hooked for it, and you become broken for 20 seconds, but what if there's no totems on the map? You can't really make your own totem if they're all destroyed. And then you can't work while it's already broken, which is understandable because that's not how perks work. Most perks. That's why Inner Strength is at number 10. And if you have any other suggestions, comment below, put your suggestions or whatever you want to see. Now for number 9, in my opinion, this list may not be for you, or this list might be like, whoa, that's actually a good perk if you do this with this. But this perk bases off of a couple things which I don't like, because sometimes I play survivors where I want to help my team. I don't want to just be on my own. Sometimes you have to do that to win. You really have to. If you think hiding your team out, finding hatch is the only way to win, well, you shouldn't be playing DBD. But number 9 is Self-Preservation, which is a Yunjin perk. Whenever another survivor within 60 meters of you gets hit by a basic attack or a special attack, Self-Preservation activates. Your scratch marks, pools of blood, grunts of pain are hidden for 10 seconds. So, the only real reason I can see this being good is if you're doing a med build, or you're hiding in a locker, or somebody's, I don't know, it's really just a very selfish perk in my opinion. If you wanted to use any perk like this, use reactive healing. It is just so much better. If you don't know what reactive healing is, it's an Ada Wong perk. Whenever another survivor loses a health, stay in a 32-meter radius around you while you are injured. Instantly increase your healing progression by 50% of the missing healing progression. Like, I would rather get healed than scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunts of pain are hidden. It's like, yeah, no pools of blood, no grunts, and that stuff. But if the killers can't even hear you regardless, because half the people feel like they play blind or deaf in this game anyways. It's just, there's no point, and it's just very selfish in my opinion, and that's why it's at number 9. So at number 8, which is a pretty decent perk in my opinion, but it's also pretty trash, is Clean Break. I know I hate to actually put this on the list, because something I did find out. If you don't know what Clean Break does, though, after you finish healing another survivor while being healed by another survivor, press the ability button to gain the broken status. After 60 seconds, you become healthy. So, one thing I did find out. Let's go over the pros and cons first. One, you can heal yourself. That's the pro. Gain broken for 60 seconds is a con. You have to heal another survivor for it to activate. It doesn't work if you're already broken, which is common sense. But one thing is pro, is you do not have to heal them all the way. You could literally touch them 1 second, hit the ability button, become broken. But the only thing that makes this perk kind of trash is you have to wait 1 minute. Why not just use something other like Second Wind? Second Wind, you get hooked, and then 20 seconds, you get healed. It's that good. I mean, you can use another perk, but that perk is on this list, and you'll see why. Also, after every perk, there will be a little demonstration. I know a lot of people think it's good to have that. I think it's good because that's what I would want. It is what I want because it's my video. Again, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. So at number 7, a lot of people used this once before, but right now it is one of the trash perks. It's one of them, and it's Soul Guard. So Soul Guard is Cheryl Mason perk. Gain the endurance status effect for 8 seconds. After being healed or having recovered from the dying state, while cursed by a hex, you can fully recover from dying. This effect can trigger once every 30 seconds. So you're saying, man, that's pretty good. That's good. The only pros about it is that, one, you gain endurance for 8 seconds after being healed / dying state, and can revive yourself. But you can only revive yourself if cursed by hex, and it can only trigger every 30 seconds. And you're just wondering, that seems good to me. No, why not just use Unbreakable? Use No Mither. Use Plot Twist. Use Boon Exponential. You don't know what any of these are. We got Unbreakable. Where did my thing go? Unbreakable. Which you can revive from dying state once per trial, increases dying recovery speed by 35%. You got No Mither, which you can completely recover from dying state as many times as you want. But the only problem with this is that you're broken for the whole trial. You don't leave pools of blood, and your grunts of pain caused by injuries are reduced by 75%. But you get increased recovery speed by 25%. Or you can use Plot Twist, which is a fun perk. When you cover yourself, you can get yourself up from the dying state, you leave no noise, and you can fully recover, no blood pools, and you gain 50% haste for 4 seconds. Soul Guard is just trash. The only thing good about it is the endurance for 8 seconds. And that's why it's at number 7. So at number 6 is a very disappointing perk, which they should combine with another perk. I don't know what perk they should combine it with. Perk is Small Game. If you don't know what Small Game is, you get an auditory warning when looking in the direction of totems in a 45-degree cone with a range of 12 meters. Small Game has a cooldown of 10 seconds each time it activates. For each dull totem and hex totem cleansed by any player, gain a token. Small Game's detection cone is reduced by 5 degrees per token. Like, This thing is trash. And you're probably wondering, how can anything be worse than this? The only pro about this perk is that it's good for people who don't have perks, I guess, unless you're totem hunting. But there's other perks out there that are better than this one. There's the Jill perk that is better than this one. Counter Force, you cleanse totems 25% faster. After cleansing totem, you see the aura of the farthest totem from you for 4 seconds and gain an additional 20% stackable speed bonus to cleansing totems for the remainder of the trial. Like, this perk is useless. Do not use this perk, please. Do not. But number 5, we have Wicked. Yeah, that's Wicked. But your self-unhook attempts in the basement always succeed. When you're unhooked or unhook yourself, you see the killer's aura for 20 seconds. It's a Sable perk. Everybody loves Sable. You know why. If you know, you know. But Wicked pros can hook yourself, can see the... Only in basement. Can only unhook yourself in basement. Can see aura for a max of 80 seconds if you have Shoulder the Burden. Because that means people can keep unhooking you. Cons, can only self-unhook in basement. Without Shoulder of Burden is 40 seconds. So it's not too bad, but it's kind of a trash perk. Like I said, there's a lot of perks in here that should be with other perks. Wicked is just, it's just not that great. Okay, you see the aura of the killer, which you should guess this killer is going to walk back this way because a lot of killers just check the hooks again. It's just common sense, and if they don't, then that's crazy. I don't really know much to say to that because a lot of people just walk back to the hook and be like, oh, somebody took them off the hook. We might as well see if they're healing on hook, because a lot of survivors just heal under hook. I don't know why, but that's why it's number 5. At number 4, we got one of my favorite game perks. Not like game, but one of my favorite characters from a game. It's their perk, which is Deadline. Alan Wake. Alan Wake 1, great game. If you haven't seen it, I played a full playthrough on my channel. Pretty sick. That's when I use face cam and stuff like that. But this perk activates when you are injured. Skill checks appear 10% more frequently when repairing or healing and appear in random places. The penalty of missing skill check is reduced by 50%. So this is why number's 4. One thing this perk has, it has a lot of pros. Skill checks appear 10% more frequently. Preparing yourself for the doctor match that'll never come. You know. Reduce skill checks by 50%, and it's good for practice. The cons of it, always playing against the doctor. Not really. And skill checks appear in random places. So what they mean by it, which I'll show you in this little video, is that they appear differently on your screen. One will appear here, one will appear in top right, one will appear at the bottom. It's just, there's also hyperfocus. If you don't know what hyperfocus is, you can just use hyperfocus. Hyperfocus is for people that can hit good skill checks, great skill checks. This is Rebecca Chambers' perk. After hitting a great skill check while repairing or healing, this perk gains 1 token. Up to 6 token. Each token increases the chance of skill check trigger by 4%. The skill check cursor speed by 4%, and the bonus progression grade skill checks by 30% of its base value. If the perk loses all tokens in the case of normal skill check success, skill check fails, or if the action is stopped by any means. So you can run both of these, but hyperfocus is better with another perk, and I'll go over that in another video. But Deadline, it could be just better with other people. And I know the lore behind Alan Wake, that's why it makes this perk good. But if they mixed this with hyperfocus, it would be amazing. It'd be even better. But you can also, it's just not that great of a perk in my opinion. and that's why it's at number 4. Let's move on to number 3. So at number 3, we have a perk that is really just completely useless. It's just, I don't really have any other perks that you can use for this. You could just simply see the generators by their lights. And some maps, you just can't find any. But, Visionary. See generators ores within 32 meters. Anytime a generator is completed, Visionary is disabled for 16 seconds. There's so many better perks out there. The pros, you can see generators within 32 meters. The cons, Visionary gets disabled for 16 seconds after a generator is completed. It's just, you mix this with other perks again, you can have really good perks. A lot of people be like, oh, it's survivor side. Like, no, it isn't even survivor sided, it's netcode sided. And it all depends on skill. Good netcode and skill. That's what it comes down to. There will be a whole video on, I'm making a video right now to give you a little detail. That's a hint right there of what it's going to be about, and we'll go over a lot of shit, so trust me. So moving on to number 2, away from this trash perk and on to another one. So as an honorable mention, this is not number 1. Number 1 is still coming and you will hate it, I promise you. An honorable mention is self-care. You can heal yourself without a medkit at 35% normal healing speed. So while everybody else is being chased, doing gens, and dying, you're over here sitting in a corner healing. It's a very selfish perk, and yes, I get a lot of people use it. There's no offense to them, I just think it's a trash perk. There's other stuff you can use. I mean, you can use this perk with a bunch of other perks to increase your healing speed, but it's not even worth it. Take like 2 to 3 perk slots just to make this better. Maybe that would be a good series. I make every perk in DBD good. God damn, that would be hard. Like, self-care is good if you are the last alive and you're healing yourself, or just run adrenaline. Unless they're running Terminus, then you just become broken. It's not a good perk in my opinion. But that's just an honorable mention. We won't dread on that anymore. We are here at number 1, and you're like, wow, can anything get worse than that? Yeah, it can. It's a bit slippery, you know. It's a bit slippery. Slippery meat. Grants up to 3 extra escape attempts on hook. Escape attempts and a 4% increased chance to succeed. And yes, that is an 8% chance because you already get a base of 4%. And you know what's funny? While recording it, I actually pulled myself off hook. I just wanted to show how many hook chances attempts I get. But in the video you were about to see here, it will show you that I try 3 times and I don't get off. I think I try 5 times if I'm correct. This perk couldn't be 100% better. For one, you get 3 extra attempts off hook, which is good. But for some reason I got 5. Wait, yeah, 5, because you get 2 and add 3. Duh. hook attempts have a 4% increased chance to succeed, which is good. But you should get like endurance or something. You should be able to hide your scratch marks. You should just, I mean, it wouldn't be called slippery meat if it was you just hanging there taking yourself off the hook, because you don't get endurance. Meat doesn't get endurance if it slips off. I mean, technically, it would. It could just slide across the floor, but it should do more. Having only three extra escape attempts on hook is good, but it is trash. Well, you can see in this display right here, or soon, my name is RillaKurai, and I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. I'd be uploading DVD content daily, nightly, and ever so delightly. If you like me, hit that subscribe button. If you like what I do, also hit that subscribe button. I will be starting to stream on Twitch under the same name. My Twitch will be in the comment section below, or well, bio below. Go hit me that follow button on there, and I'll set up some follower games. I'll set up some viewer games. Don't have to pay anything. If you want to donate, you can. But let's get to 1,000 by June. We're at 967. Like I said, 98.7% of you are not following. Hit that subscribe button, or I will do this again.